My brother, not my real brother, but my brother got his car from the buy here, pay here. He's paying his stuff on time. He's building his credit. He's doing it the right way. And so keep that in mind. Their business, they're trying to make money. Every time you stop paying and have to get your car repoed, now they have to pay a company to come get the car back. And then they got to clean it up a little bit, make it, halfway decent to resell it. And so that's just a whole cycle over and over. And then they got to do all the paperwork. Like, that's work for them. They don't want to have to do all that work. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life through actual steps and my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about buy here, pay here. Now, I have experienced a buy here, pay here once in my life, and it wasn't it was a bad experience, but it wasn't like anything like I'd never go back to a buy here, pay here type of thing. It was a bad car. And so luckily that's all I had to deal with was it just being a bad car and me going elsewhere to look for another car. But I will talk more about that later on in the episode, so stay tuned. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. So specifically, what I want to talk about when it comes to buy here, pay here is what everybody says about them is, they're overpriced, the loans are too high, this, that, and the third, whatever comes to mind. And so I just want to talk about a couple of those points today and then, tie that in with my experience with the buy here, pay here. Understand when it comes to buy here, pay here's, they are in-house financing when it comes to the car loans. So what that means is they are taking out the loan, right? So you're taking out the loan with the car dealership. Now with any bank or anything like that, but with the dealership itself. So you're going into debt with the dealership. That's why when people don't pay, the dealership hires somebody to go get their car back. And so that's all a buy here, pay here is. Another indication is everybody's accepted, right? You see that everybody's welcome, everybody's accepted. Just have $1,000 down, have $500 down, have $2,000 down, whatever the case may be, and we can get you in a car. That's another sign that you are at a buy here, pay here. And so that's what they are. So let's get into some of these things, right? Some of these sayings. Number one is it's the last resort, right? So understand it's the very last resort. You don't you don't say, "Hey, I want a car," and immediately go to a buy here, pay here. It's, "Hey, I've exhausted all my options." Unless you know your situation, unless you know your credit's bad, you have nowhere else to go, then do what you got to do. But if you five, 600s, whatever, do your best to find the best deal possible without having to go to a buy here, pay here. So I understand you exhausted all your options. Your credit's just completely shot. You have nowhere else to go. You have no family members, no friends, nobody to co-sign for your car loan. Like you're done. Like like it's unfortunate to say it like that, but you're like done credit wise. No bank wants to lend to you at this point. That is why you would go to a buy here, pay here. And so if that's the case, understand there are things that come when it comes to going to a place where it's the bottom of the barrel deals, right? That's literally what it is bottom of the barrel deals. Those cars are going to be more expensive, number one. Why? Because they have to mitigate the risk. They understand your credit's low because you haven't been able to, or rather it's willingly or just, whatever the case may be, you just haven't been able to pay stuff back. You haven't been able to pay your loans back. And they see that, they realize that. And so understand they have to mitigate their risk by charging you more, by making you pay something up front because they know that you have a history of not paying stuff off. So that's why it is more expensive. Understand a lot of people don't pay those loans off in full. Through my research, I was watching a bunch of videos from owners of buy here, pay here's, and understand they know, they know for a fact that people will pay the down payment, of course, to get the car. They'll pay for about 3 months, and then it's like clockwork, is right back in, right? And so that's not all buy here, pay here's. There's some I did, like I said, through my research, some of them actually, sell quality cars and sell to quality people, and they take care of business and pay off the loans and do all that good stuff. They don't have to go get the repo man to get the car back. There are some good people out there that just fell on hard times, and I actually know somebody like that that went to a buy here, pay here, got the car, still driving it to this day, still paying on it to this day. But because of his income, he was able to get a decent deal on it as far as not having to put anything down or anything like that. And so understand, even with him, he's doing it right. His credit was shot, but he's still paying it off every other week. And so that's another indicator is if they're if they're charging you every other week or every week or making you pay every week, that's another indication that it's a buy here, pay here. Usually it's every month. And so take that into consideration when it comes to buy here, pay here, is that you'll have to pay every other week. High interest rates. Once again, it is in-house lending. So it's their money on the line. It's them lending the car out to you because you are a higher risk. Therefore, you're going to have higher interest rates. Why would they take on a higher risk and give you the same interest rate as somebody with great credit? It doesn't it doesn't make sense, right? So, to mitigate their risk, they're going to charge higher interest. And last but not least, understand this. Cars are as is. Cars are as is. What does that mean when it comes to cars are as is? That means when you buy the car, that's what you get. There's not much to it. There's if it's bad, if it's tow up, if as soon as you drive it home, it just completely breaks down. That's on you because the car was sold as is. So it's your responsibility to have a mechanic either come out with you or take that car to the shop. And if they don't allow you to take that car to the shop to get it inspected, don't buy that car, especially if you're going to a buy here, pay here. Do not buy that car without getting it inspected because then your situation is going to go from bad to worse. So make sure, because that's the advice I should have taken. But because I'm good with my hands, I was able to fix most of the problems. I took it up to the shop. They fixed a couple things, and then everything else that I've had issues with, I've just fixed myself because I personally like working on cars anyway. And so that's my situation, right? I didn't take it up to a mechanic before I bought mine. I didn't buy it from a buy here. I didn't buy it from any dealership. I actually bought mine from a private seller. But it still had issues. I knew it had issues and I bought it anyway. But like I said, couple like 2,000 upfront in fixes and then a couple hundred here and there with some other issues. But understand, it's a 2002, so it's over 20 years, fam. The car is over 20 years old. It's going to have problems. It's a cash car. That's what comes with it. It's not going to act anything like a brand new car, and I knew that going into it. And so keep that in mind when it comes to these buy here, pay here's. Is some of them are sold as is, and once you drive off that lot, you're responsible for all the repairs. Some of them in my research do offer some limited time warranties, like 2 years, something like that, 2 months, whatever the case may be. So like I said, there are reputable ones, there ones that really care about people, people struggle, whatever. And so there are some reputable ones, but then there are also some ones like the one I went to where they do not care. Right? Going to my experience and what happened with me was I went to look at an Elantra at a buy. I didn't even know it was a buy here, pay here, to be honest with you. But I was looking for a car. I saw Elantra, it had, some decent specs. And so I went out to test drive it. AC didn't work. Test out everything. Everything. No, it wasn't the AC. It was the heat. It was the heat that didn't work. And understand it was summertime. Keep that in mind, fam. And so I tested out. I tested out AC first, of course. AC was good, but the heater didn't work, and it was still summertime. And so understand you want to test everything about that car before you drive off, or have a mechanic, preferably, look at it. So that saved me a whole world of headache by literally just turning on the heater in summer. Literally turning on the heater when it was 90 degrees outside to make sure everything about that car worked. And that issue alone made me walk away. And so walking into the dealership, there was a "you're buying the car as is" sign just plastered front and center. So as soon as you walked in, you knew what you was getting yourself into. This is a buy here, sell here dealership. You're buying the car as is. And so that was my experience. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible, everybody was cool. They were more than willing to give me a test drive. I didn't have to, do nothing crazy. It's just like, yeah, go with him, go test drive the car. It was that simple, in and out. I was literally in and out. There was no haggle, no nothing. Um, yeah, they wasn't really pushing the sale at all either. I was just like, hey, this is what I'm here to look for. It was like, okay, you want to test drive it? Yep, cool. Test drove it, came back, like, nah, it's not for me. And that was it. That was literally, it wasn't no, hey, let's come in the office, let's see what we can. Nah, they wasn't really looking to sell like that. So I was like, okay, cool. It was a smooth interaction in my experience. And so not all of them are like that. That's only one in, thousands across the U.S. And so let me know what y'all's experience are at buy here, pay here down in the comments, because I want to know what y'all's experience are, because I've only had one. But that's the episode today, family. I just wanted to talk about buy here, pay here, talk about the main issues people discuss with buy here, pay here, and give you my thoughts on those. And just understand, you going to the bottom of the barrel. You gotta pay a little bit more. You gotta deal with the consequences of having low credit when it comes to buy here, pay here. But if you have the funds, if you have the income, like my brother has, my brother said, right? My brother, not my real brother, but my brother got his car from the buy here, pay here. He's paying his stuff on time. He's building his credit. He's doing it the right way. And so keep that in mind. Their business, they're trying to make money. Every time you stop paying and have to get your car repoed, now they have to pay a company to come get the car back. And then they got to clean it up a little bit, make it, halfway decent to resell it. And so that's just a whole cycle over and over. And then they got to do all the paperwork. Like, that's work for them. They don't want to have to do all that work. I trust and believe most of them don't want to have to do all that work. If you just get the car, pay for it, pay the high interest, they be all right with that. I guarantee they'll be all right with that. So that's an option for you. If you absolutely, and my thoughts on it is, if you absolutely have to go to a buy here, pay here, do what you got to do, but save extra money to have a mechanic look at it. I generally around $100 each. And so just like I said, it's just a quick inspection. They'll look at everything, make sure everything's good physically, and then some of them will actually go, check all the sensors and all that good stuff. Like, they'll do their due diligence, especially for what you're paying. So do do your research. Get the right car. and don't dig yourself in a deeper hole than where you are, because it'll just continue to be a cycle. Then you'll, get that car repoed and then go get another car, and then get that car repoed and then go get another car. And next thing you know, you're thousands upon thousands of dollars in debt, a whole bunch of, delinquencies, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So don't get caught in that cycle. Save up, get a cash car. That, that's what you should do. Forget all that. If you can get a cash car first, and if you absolutely, for whatever reason, can't save up 5,000, you need a car absolutely right now, okay, then go to a buy here, pay here. But if you're able to save up, you got some time, save up for a little cash car. Get your little cash car, drive that thing till the wheels fall off. But while you're driving that cash car, save even more money so you can get an even more reliable car. And now you're just stepping up until you get to a point to where you got a car 10, 15 years old, runs good, runs strong. And now, okay, let's start moving, let's start pivoting, let's start making money moves, right? Let's start getting out of the situation we are currently in. And so in my research, I found this one guy on YouTube. He is Buxton Auto Sales, actually out here in Dallas. And so it's funny, it was like the second video I found. I found his content. And so check him out on YouTube. As you can see on the screen, there he is, 3.14K followers on YouTube. That's dope. But I went to his website, family. And the first thing you see in the current inventory is this. Understand it's a very small used car lot. We generally have no more than 6 cars available at the time, ranging from prices of $3,500 to $7,000. Most of our cars are cash only, and a few are available to finance. If the car is financeable, the down payment will be listed below the cash price. We do take trades. Here it is, family. This is what got me. We buy non-running cars. We take firearms and reloading equipment as down payments. Now, I've never bought a car with a firearm before or reloading equipment. But hey, that's an option. Trade-in values are based on dealer wholesale, just like any other dealer. Click on the vehicle photo for additional photos. And so we look here, family. We got the 2008, and this got me too. This really got me. 5,500 plus title or best offer, right? But look what it says: sold, check back soon. So he got a feeling that they're not gonna pay. He has a feeling that they're not gonna pay that car for much longer, and that car is gonna be right back on the lot. What? Go to a Nissan, go to an Acura dealer, go to Toyota. When it's sold, it just says sold. That's it. You don't contact them because it's already been sold. This man said sold, check back soon, because he feels like somebody they not gonna make their payment. Is it done? Because he feels like somebody's not gonna make their payment, family. So I just thought that was very comical. There, a 2006 Mercedes, family, 4,500. It's just $4,500. $4,500. 2,000 down. $100 a week. Check back soon, because somebody's not gonna make that $100 a week payment. Somebody's driving that 2006 Mercedes around the DFW area, paying $100 a week. And he feels like they not gonna make that payment sooner or later. So I'm sorry, y'all. It's not funny, but it is. Guys, you're in a pickle, do what you gotta do. But don't get cars knowing you're not gonna be able to make the payment. Whether it's $100, yeah, I think all these are $100 a week. Don't do it. If you can't pay the $100 a week, 2,000 down, don't do it, family. Get your cash card. Do what you got to do. Whatever bike, whatever you have to do, I'm so serious right now. Whatever you have to do before just completely destroying your credit. So that's the episode. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know what I can improve on. Definitely leave a like. Definitely subscribe if you're continuously watching the episodes and you're not subscribed yet. Come on, family, go and subscribe. Go and hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Down at the very bottom of the description, you are able to donate to the podcast. $1, $5, $10 every single month. Give the brother, help a brother out special. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.